World Economic Forum at Lima, I think it's an interesting opportunity to discuss a few issues. My participation will be around two themes. First one on social technologies, the other one the emerging new middle class in Latin America. On the first topic, Brazil has become an exporter of social technologies. Bolsa Família is perhaps the best example of this technology. We have been exchanging this experience with countries all over the world. Even before I came to Ipea, I've been to different countries like China, Nicaragua, Mexico, all the BRICS countries discussing Bolsa Família. And at the same time, Brazil is also an importer of these technologies. Perhaps the best example that I know is the Grameen Bank technology that was incorporated by the Crédito Amigo, that is linked to the Bank of the Northeast, which is a federal bank that operates at the poorest region of Brazil. These experiences yield very good results and was later exported to Rio. I participated in the coming of this technology to Rio, and now by decision of our president Dilma Rousseff, this technology was expanded to all federal banks, big federal banks that we have in Brazil. And so I think the greatest challenge of a good social technology perhaps is not on its invention, but is on its diffusion process. And that's why I think it's the secret of Bolsa Família and Crédito Amigo microcredit technology, because they have large scale, they can reach large scale, and in a country as big as and as diverse as Brazil, this is a key issue, and this yields some comparative advantage in this exchange of social technologies across countries. Ipea is very much involved in this, is starting to be involved in this business of new social technologies, so I'm looking very much forward to this discussion in Lima. Other people like Hernando de Soto will be there, and many ministers and government and policymakers will be there. So I'm looking very much forward to this social technology part. The other topic is the so-called new middle class in Brazil and Latin America. Latin America, that's the most unequal continent in the world. Inequality has been falling the last decades. There are many studies in the region that shows that, and this combination of falling the inequality with growth yield this rise of this new middle class. Is a different phenomenon if you compare to other BRIC countries. Only in Brazil, 40 million people between 2003 to 2011 joined this so-called new middle class. It's important to note that this Brazilian middle class is not a US middle class, it's not a European middle class that has 2 cars, 2 dogs and 2 kids. Our middle class would be considered poor in these countries, but since Brazil is a good picture of the world, it has a very similar income distribution compared to the rest of the world, this Brazilian middle class is pretty much a world middle class. So in times of demand rationing that we have since the 2008 crisis, this new middle class in Brazil and Latin America is an important asset, and this is very desired by European countries, by China, by the US, as one of the few areas where consumption and markets are growing. So I think this will be a very unique opportunity to discuss these topics, especially in Peru, which is well known as the Inca tiger, you know, the new emerging power in in Latin America. So I'm looking very much forward to that.